What's going on, guys? And in this video we're going to be going over the Jets 2022 NFL schedule, and we're going to be seeing my record predictions for the 2022 season. Now I'm definitely late on this. Just had some school stuff that I had to get done, AP test, and well, let's get right into this video. Starting off with the Baltimore Ravens, I'm going to have us taking the L here. Our biggest weakness is run defense. I don't think that the linebackers are good enough and the safeties are good enough to stop Lamar Jackson once he gets to the second level. I don't think they're fast enough. And also, we lost Foley Fotokasi. We're still waiting on, of course, Leo Ogunjobi, but I don't think that we're going to beat Baltimore. I think that they're going to rush all over us, even though I don't think they're going to pass for like any yards. And they also have an extremely good defense. I just don't think that we win this game against Baltimore. I know that a lot of people think that we are going to win, or at least hope that we do. I do not see us winning this game. I have the Jets taking back-to-back losses against Cleveland. They're just way too good of a team, and I don't think Deshaun Watson is going to end up getting suspended. They have, once again, an insane rushing attack. They have Amari Cooper. They have an extremely strong defense, Myles Garrett, Denzel Ward, all those guys. I think that Cleveland is also more experienced. They've recently been in the playoffs, and Kevin Stefanski is obviously a better coach. So I don't think this is going to be a win as well. Unfortunately, I have the Jets taking 3 straight losses. I think that Cincinnati comes back and maybe not destroys us, but I see that Cincinnati's winning this game. We got a fluke against them last year, obviously the Mike White game, but they have Jamar Chase, they have Joe Burrow, they have now a stout offensive line. They've got a strong, solid defense. I don't see us winning this game, but this probably is the game where I'd hope one of the players in our rookie draft class finally starts to go off. I have the Jets taking their first win against Pittsburgh. Last year, the Jets' first win also came in Week 4. I just think that Pittsburgh's offense has just become a lot weaker over the years, even though, and also they also have Mitchell Trubisky at quarterback. In low leverage games, he's obviously good, but I think their defense, once again, is still solid, bringing back a lot of guys. TJ Watt won Defensive Player of the Year, but I just have kind of a feeling that the Jets are going to sneak at least one win within the first 4 games, especially because all of the AFC North teams. I think we're going to sneak out one, and my prediction is going to be Pittsburgh. I think that our offense is just weaker than ours, and our defense is strong enough to stop their offense. So I'm going to give them the win. I hate to say that we're going to take the loss against Miami, but I think that in our first matchup, similar to last year, our first matchup, we're not going to be as strong. I have a fear that injuries are going to start to come into play during this time, and Miami's going to have an extremely strong offense. They got Tyreek Hill, they have Jalen Waddle, Tua in year 3. They've got a good offensive line. But the Jets losing to Miami in their first matchup just because it's early in the season, a lot of rookies, and a lot of new players in the scheme. I just see us losing this game. I see us also losing to Green Bay at Lambeau Field. Just tough matchup going to there. They obviously got Aaron Rodgers. Even though the receiving core is a lot weaker, newly added Christian Watson rookie, their defense is still a top 10 defense in the league, arguably top 5. And you're going up against the best quarterback in the league, facing a extremely young quarterback in Zach Wilson, also going into Lambeau. I just don't see us being Green Bay. I see them also being a playoff team. So kind of a depressing start for the Jets to have 5 losses and only 1 win within this time period. But I think it's a realistic expectation that we're not going to start off hot because our schedule is just so tough. Another loss here to Denver. They got Russell Wilson. They have another good defense. Patrick Surtain on the outside. They got Melvin Gordon. They got Javonte Williams. Jerry Jeudy. I mean, he got arrested, but I think he'll be back for Week 7. The charges aren't looking that bad, and 6 losses within the first 7 games is not that great, but the schedule is too tough, in my opinion, to start off the year with a winning record. So I see them taking another loss to Denver. All right, I see the Jets taking a win against New England. The New England Patriots did not have a good draft at all. They didn't have a great offseason. So I see that the Jets sneaking one out here. Obviously, 3 losses in a row. But similar to last year we had a cycle where it was 3 games, we had 3 losses, and then we had a win. And I'm kind of repeating that cycle again here. I think we pull one off against New England, but I don't think we win the next one. Before the bye week, I have the Jets taking a loss to Buffalo. Last year, kind of got destroyed by them twice, and the Buffalo Bills are the favorites to win the Super Bowl. I don't see us winning at all. We could stand a chance in any of these games, but I think the result of both of them is going to be an L. They just got too strong of a team. They got Josh Allen. After coming off of the bye, I see the Jets trading with New England, us getting a loss. And the first matchup, we had a W, but I think that it could be either or. I think that the Jets do sneak one out against the Patriots this year. Just not the Jets got a lot better, and the Patriots didn't get better. But I think coming off of the bye week, I just can see injuries already happening, especially this time of the year where it starts to get cold. I just see injuries happening, and we take a loss to New England. Okay, so this is when the positivity starts. This is when the positivity starts. I think that the Jets could easily win against Chicago. They have Justin Fields and Darnell Mooney. That's really their highlights on their team. I mean, Byron Pringle's their their receiver too. Their cornerbacks are fine. I mean, they got Kyler Gordon. Their defensive line's weak. They have Roquan Smith, but their team's not that good. And I think that Justin Fields struggles massively. So I see that the Jets pretty handily. I think that Chicago is probably the favorite for me to win. It's one of my favorites to win. So I see that the Jets actually sneaking out a win against Chicago. I see the Jets taking a loss to Minnesota. I just think that their offense is way too strong for our defense, especially with all the weapons. Adam Thielen, Justin Jefferson, Dalvin Cook. They have a positive offensive line, I guess, and their defense is strong enough to hold our very young offense. So I think that Minnesota probably wins this game. Just their offense is just too strong for our. Once again, recapping Buffalo. They destroyed us last year. I think they're going to once again destroy us this year. Just too good of a team, too good of an offense. The Jets and Detroit are in almost the same exact boat where they're 2 teams that improved a lot over the offseason, had top 5 drafts, but the Jets are in a different scenario with Detroit because Detroit has Jared Goff. We have Zach Wilson. They have a very weak defense, and we have a strong defense, especially the defensive line. Even though they did get Aiden Hutchinson, I think that the Jets win against Detroit, and this is at home as well. I think that we do win against Detroit. For the first and only primetime game for the Jets in the 2022 season, for win Thursday Night Football, I see the Jets taking it against Jacksonville. We won last year. I think even though the score said we didn't really dominate them, we played way better. We ran for almost 300 yards against their defense, and our team got a hell of a lot better, and I don't think the Jaguars drafted very well, and I think they overpaid for a ton of free agents where they're not going to have the results that you're looking for, especially guys like Christian Kirk. But I still think that the Jets do pull this one off and win against Jacksonville. I think that the Jets also win against Seattle. And I'm saying this because they obviously, in this time of year, it's week 17, the Seahawks are probably tanking. They're probably putting in like weak starters, looking for a high draft pick to get a quarterback. They're in a rebuild. Pete Carroll might be fired at this point. I think that the Jets win against Seattle, try to get their winning back up. So I think that the Jets take one against Seattle. And to finish off the season, I have the Jets beating Miami. I think that the Jets split with them. And I would say at this point, the Jets would try to play spoilers. And I think Miami could be in a playoff potential spot in the wild card. I don't think that they win the division, but I hope that the Jets are able to play spoiler against this team. And I see them taking a win against Miami in Week 18 to finish the year off with 4 wins. So I see the Jets finishing 7-10. Their over/under for betting is 5.5. So if you bet the over, you're saying that they're going to win over 6 games. I think that the Jets are going to win 7 games this year. I don't think that the order of games that I have is going to end up being correct. But we do have I think it's the 4th weakest finishing schedule after our bye week, and I see the majority of the wins coming through there. I don't see the Jets having a very hot start to the year. Second year in the system, Zach Wilson's still young. We got a lot of rookies that are going to be impact players, but I think as the year goes on, we're going to see a lot more improvement, and a 7-10 season for a team that just went 4-13 and 2-14 last couple of years. I see the Jets having a much bigger improvement this year. And that is going to do it for this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.